Hi, Will Simon here with Liquid Web. Today I'm going to show you how to get back into Remote Desktop or RDP on your Plesk Windows server. If perhaps you have RDP scoped off, usually to static IPs that you have at the office, but right now you're on the road, or maybe usually you use our VPN service, but you're not able to connect to the VPN at this time, maybe because you're on a different computer and you need to get in to do some quick maintenance. The first thing we need to do is get into our Plesk login page. To do that, we're going to open up our browser and we're going to get on the toolbar here and type https://. Now we need to have our server's IP address. Mine happens to be 209.59.173.170. Yours is going to be something different. After the IP address, we're going to do :8443, and we're going to press enter. Now we're going to go ahead and click advanced on this page because Google Chrome has given me a warning about the SSL for my Plesk login page, and we're going to proceed. Alright, now that we've gotten here, we want to go to our username, and usually our username is administrator. Sometimes it is admin. It just depends on what's set up on your Plesk server, or maybe you have another admin account that you're using that isn't either one of these. But in my case, it's going to be administrator. And then I'm going to type in my Plesk password, and I'm going to click in login. Now before we proceed, there's one more thing that I need to do. I need to find out what the IP address is on the machine that I'm using so I can add that to the firewall rule that will allow this computer to remote desktop connect to the server. To do that, I'm going to open up another tab, and I'm just going to simply go to ip.liquidweb.com. Now here on this page, at the top you'll see an IP address. That is the IP address of the computer that I'm on right now, and I need to add that to the rule. So I'm going to right click it and click copy, and I'm going to go back over to Plesk. Now here on the left panel underneath server management, you'll see tools and settings. We're going to go ahead and click on that. Now again, we're going to be adding a firewall rule, so we need to get to the firewall settings here, and that's going to load up underneath security, and you'll see firewall right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now here in the firewall management screen, you'll see three tabs here: General, ICMP Protocol, and Firewall Rules. We're adding a firewall rule, so I'm going to click on that. Now again, we're adding a firewall rule, so underneath tools we've got add firewall rule. I'm going to click on that one. Now we need to give our firewall rule a name. And that's right here. It's going to automatically default it to new rule, but I want to change that. I'm going to do mine as RDP right now. And we want to make sure we click on domain, private and public here. We're going to go to action and make sure that it is checked as allowed, because we want to allow this IP address that we're going to add to RDP. And right here for RDP, usually it's port 3389. Sometimes you might customize that, it might be something else, but here on my server and most servers it is going to be 3389. I'm going to leave it on TCP protocol, and now I need to type in that IP address that I got from Liquid Web, ip.liquidweb.com site. So I'm going to paste mine in here. You might be able to type it if you know it off the top of your head. I don't. And I'm going to click on add. Now you see that has added it to the list here on the left side. When I am done with this rule, whatever IP addresses are here are going to be added so that they can remote desktop to the server. Perhaps you've got a business partner or a colleague that needs to get in with you as well from a different computer at the same time. To do that, you just type in their IP address here. And we would click add as well. Now you'll see the IP address that I'm on right now and the IP address that I've selected. Now you can add a whole bunch here. I'm just going to add the 2 for this session. Now that we've got both of these inside the list here under remote addresses, I'm going to click OK. Now you can see that this rule has been added to the list of RDP rules or firewall rules here. That makes it so that I can get in. So I'm going to minimize my browser. I'm going to open up my remote desktop connection. Usually you can find in the start button. I've got mine right here on the desktop though. Make sure I have the server's IP address typed into computer. And mine's already set up here, but I'm going to go ahead and delete this and show you what you need to do. On username, you actually just need to type in administrator, because this is for the administrator account on your server, and just click connect. Now it's going to ask for the password. It wants your server password, so I'm going to go ahead and type mine in, and I'm going to click OK. And now it's allowing me to log into the computer or into the server, and even though I have remote desktop scoped off to only one IP address that I use with the VPN service here at Liquid Web. I hope all of that does help, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for choosing Liquid Web.